We've all been in that situation and it always makes your heart sink. You're stuck in jam-packed traffic, there's nowhere you can go, and you hear the blaring of a siren behind you. You do the best you can, but there's very little you can do, and the same applies for the driver of the response vehicle behind. Another situation that's a little disheartening when you're stuck in traffic in a car is being sat in that same place forever and watching all the little bikes and scooters squeeze through from the side. Now someone somewhere must have observed these two situations and had a brilliant idea. And so we've ended up with one of the Mumbai Fire Brigade's newest toys. This is the Fire Bike. Obviously, this isn't designed to tackle the biggest, nastiest fires out there. But Mumbai is a peculiar place with its own unique set of problems. Not only is the traffic very dense, the city itself is packed like sardines. So the Fire Bike has been conceived not only to slice through the traffic, but also to access areas that a conventional fire engine simply can't. The tiny little bylanes of Bandra, the narrow alleys of Dharavi, things like that. And you don't need me to tell you that with fires, getting as close as possible, as soon as possible, is a big priority. The more eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that it's based on a Royal Enfield. But aside from having two wheels and a handlebar, it's got very little in common with a bike your dad rides to work every day. For starters, it's very red. And then, where your dad puts his files and folders, this bike has water tanks, two of them holding 15 litres each, which it empties using an onboard pump that can spray it out at a rate of 8 litres per minute, a distance of about 20 feet. And for electrical fires, you've got a fire extinguisher up ahead. All that equipment does add a fair bit of weight to the fire bike, which is why it's always dispatched with two firemen, because it's impossible to put it on the main stand alone. Once it's propped up, the firemen start the Honda lawnmower engine that drives the pump and then use the gun to spray the fire out. It's all fairly straightforward. What's not quite so straightforward is riding this machine. We had a chance to take a brief spin, which was quite eye-opening. With 30 litres of water and that lawnmower engine all placed right at the back, weight distribution is very rear biased and the front end feels quite light and floaty. It often wobbles a little even at very low speeds, but as with most bikes, it's all about building confidence and you soon get used to the behavior of this bike, which all the firemen seem to have done because they made it look rather effortless. Now if this big front fairing and the bright red colour scheme aren't enough to say get out of my way, the fire bike also has the usual array of lights and sirens to help it plough through traffic. And it saddens me that this still needs to be repeated, but when you see and hear these, please do everything possible to get out of the way. We're showing you today how the Fire Brigade is doing everything in its power to respond to emergencies as quickly as possible, and the rest of it is up to you and me. Now if you're wondering how much one of these bikes costs, then you're a lot like us. And so we asked this question to the fire department, and the answer that came back was a cool 9 lakh rupees per motorcycle. But can you put a price on something that saves lives? And it's also worth noting that this includes a 7-year service package for these bikes. At the moment, the Mumbai Fire Department has 24 of these fire bikes, with one placed in each ward. At the beginning of this video, we referred to the fire bike as the Mumbai Fire Brigade's newest toy. But in truth, it's a vital machine with a serious purpose. Of course, we've had fun learning about it and seeing it in action over the course of today. But it's also important to reflect on why machines like this exist in the first place. This bike helps our firefighters do a job where the risk is real and the sacrifice could be ultimate. It's important that we give our heroes the very best chance of doing their job safely and effectively, especially with the unique challenges of our city. And to that end, hats off to the BMC and the Mumbai Fire Brigade for putting a specialized machine such as this into service.
And now, let's hear a little bit from one of the people responsible for the fire bike.
Hi Mumbaikars, I am A.V. Parab, Deputy Chief Fire Officer, Mumbai Fire Brigade. My request to you all people, kindly maintain the firefighting system of your building in a good condition and submit Form Bs to the respective fire brigade station at regular intervals. Please help us to serve you better. Thank you.